The kitchen is where a lot of our magic happens. We all know that when we are trying to lose weight and get fit and healthy, that nutrition is 80% of the work you need to put in. That means that we need to have food and a kitchen that serves us appropriately. So today I am going to share with you 6 appliances that I personally feel no kitchen should be without. I'm a big fan of my kitchen, and I'm an even bigger fan of cooking when and only when I have the tools necessary to make the job easy. I am not a huge fan of chopping and preparing and all of those things. I don't really meal prep. I cook dinners, I make lunches and breakfasts when I see fit, but the times that I do cook meals more than just popping some chicken in the oven and steaming some vegetables, I am often using an appliance to help me out and make the job a little bit easier. So I thought that I would share with you my top 6 appliances that are in my kitchen. I use a lot of these very, very frequently. I use at least one of them on a daily basis, probably at least 2 of them every single day. And they are appliances that I truly believe would help make your kitchen a more functional and fun place to be. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Number 1 is going to seem silly, it's going to seem obvious, but it is literally a life essential in this house, and that is my coffee maker. And I don't even have a fancy schmancy Keurig or Nespresso or any of that. I have a $30 Mr. Coffee maker, and it is my lifeline every single morning. It has a little auto timer so I can set it up the night before, so when our alarms go off at 6:30 in the morning, the coffee is already sitting there waiting for my husband and I first thing when we get out of bed. Without my first sip of hot coffee in the morning, it is not a pretty thing. So basically, to get me functioning, that coffee maker is a life essential. And if I'm being honest with you, I used to have Keurig coffee makers. I had K-cup makers for quite some time, and then out of nowhere I decided one day that K-cups do not make a strong enough cup of coffee for me anymore. So my husband's like, well, instead of getting a new Keurig or fancy thing, let's just try a regular drip coffee maker. And we did, and we haven't gone back since. Now, that's not to say that I'm not interested in going back. So I'm taking to you, my collective brain of brilliance. Please let me know if you have a coffee system that is life-changing. Knowing that I don't like single serve Keurig cups of coffee because they are not stronger. What do you use that can make me an amazing cup of morning coffee? Let me know in the comments below. I always told myself that once we moved into a house with a slightly larger kitchen, I'm going to make a little section of that, like my little coffee bar, and then I might consider upgrading to something fancy with your suggestions. But until then, my Mr. Coffee will have to do, and you know what? It does a fantastic, fantastic job. Appliance number 2 is not going to come as a surprise to anybody, and that is my air fryer. Guys, my air fryer was literally life-changing, and the way I market it to people is it is my favorite appliance outside of my coffee maker. I never knew that I needed something so bad until I got it for my birthday and got to try using it, and it is just fantastic. It cooks things beautifully. It crisps things beautifully. My air fryer has literally been life-changing. It makes things that would otherwise be not quite as crispy, deliciously crispy. My pizzas have never been the same. I have tried things that I've never thought I would try before. My delicata squash. Praise the good Lord in heaven, my delicata squash has never been as good as it was this past year in the air fryer. I can't even tell you. Oh my gosh, it just does such a good job. I get asked about my air fryer all the time. I have a New Wave Brio. There is a version of it available on Amazon. I did not choose this one. I had air fryer on my birthday and Christmas list back in 2017, and some good friends of mine bought me one, and I haven't looked back since. I didn't do any of the research on it. They bought me what they thought was the best, and it is lovely. Everybody, I truly believe, especially if you like fried foods and you are trying to lighten up your diet, the air fryer really truly helps with that. The crispy things. It bakes, it cooks, it crisps, it does everything you could possibly want it to do, and in not a lot of time. Oh my goodness. Guys, I cooked my Trader Joe's mini chicken cilantro wontons in there. Life-changing. Life-changing. I was like, meh, these are okay. I air fried them. Oh, so good. The Trader Joe's turkey corn dogs. Cook those bad boys in the air fryer too, my friends. Your delicata squash or any vegetable you want to kind of create a French fry out of, any of those butternut squashes, delicata squashes, whatever. Pita pizzas, 2-ingredient dough for you freestyle folks. It all works in the air fryer and it is so good and so easy and so worth the investment. Appliance number 3 is my slow cooker. I'm not going to say the Instant Pot because while I have a pressure cooker, I don't use it nearly as much as I use my slow cooker. There is something just so wonderful and gratifying about throwing things into a pot and then letting them sit all day while I'm busy doing things and having dinner cooking at noon. It's just wonderful. And the Instant Pot, there's something about it that we're like, I haven't fully committed to my pressure cooker yet, but my crock pot is Old Faithful. And I will love her and use her forever. And the crock pot we have is one that my husband owned before he knew me. Half of our appliances are things that he's owned before he has gotten his hands on me. It's at least 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that. I don't know when he got it, but it's the one that I use every time I cook. And it's wonderful. They last forever. And oh, the soups and the chilies and the chickens and all of the things. While a pressure cooker is great and functional and wonderful, and I'm still working on cultivating the love I have for a pressure cooker, the slow cooker will always have a very special place in my heart. One could argue that number 4 is not an appliance because it's not electric, but I don't know what the exact definition of appliance is, and I use this as a tool in the kitchen, and it is a game changer, and that is a Veggie Spiralizer. You guys, I call it my zoodles maker because I only use it for zucchini, but I got my Veggie Spiralizer a couple years ago for Christmas. I love it and I use it regularly and I use it just on zucchini. I make zoodles and I have not eaten pasta in my home that wasn't in the form of macaroni and cheese since I got that. I don't make spaghetti anymore. I don't need spaghetti anymore because if I want something that's going to be noodle based, I might as well use zucchini because you can't really tell the difference in my opinion. Now, that's not to say when I go out, if I go out and I have pasta, like a good stuffed delicious ravioli or something, don't get me wrong, I'll do that. And macaroni and cheese is a completely different thing. But in terms of like a bowl of mastacholi or spiral pasta or spaghetti, doesn't exist in my house anymore, and it's all thanks to the Spiralizer. It is such a good, healthy alternative to the pasta and the flour-based things. Zucchini noodles are my favorite thing ever, and if you do nothing other than make zucchini noodles with your Veggie Spiralizer, it is worth getting a Veggie Spiralizer. Is there anything other than zucchini that you spiralize in your Veggie Spiralizer? Let me know, because I'd be really curious. Number 5 is almost a rite of passage appliance in my opinion, and that is the KitchenAid Mixer. We got our KitchenAid Mixer for our wedding, or actually I think we bought it with the money from our wedding. I think that's how it ended up working. I don't know. Our wedding is the reason that we got a KitchenAid mixer. And I wanted one, A, because I feel like it truly is a rite of passage to like, you get that when you become an adult and get married and everything, right? And then it's with you forever because it's like this big, heavy, expensive appliance that when treated properly can last you the rest of your life. And you can get a million attachments for the stupid thing. I have not even tried to enter that arena yet, but I'm really considering doing so and getting some of the more expensive attachments to be able to utilize this appliance that's always on my counter because it's too heavy for me to pick up every time I want to use it. I primarily got it because of the rite of passage thing and because when I stir things, it's a lot harder on my arms because my arms are so weak. So why not have the appliance that's going to do all the work for me, right? But I'm going to tell you the most life-changing thing that the KitchenAid mixer does. While it makes killer chocolate chip cookie dough, it also shreds chicken like a dream, guys. Like a dream. I used to make my shredded chicken, like plain pulled chicken, in the crock pot, let it cook for hours and hours, take 2 forks and shred it. And again, with my hand and my arm strength, it was not fun. It was a lot of work, and quite frankly, for me, it was exhausting, and I'm not over-exaggerating. And then I discovered that I can put the dough mechanism thing, the regular mixer thing, in my KitchenAid, throw cooked chicken breasts in there, flip the thing on, and in 60 seconds, I have pulled chicken. Life changing. And then the amount of recipes you can make with that pulled chicken that took you absolutely no effort is completely limitless. It's wonderful. So while the KitchenAid is often used for baking, I most frequently use mine to shred meat, and it is a wonderful diet-friendly thing. It just makes having that healthy, lean chicken available so much easier, which means I'm going to eat it more frequently and prepare it more frequently and have the opportunity for that low to no point food whenever I want because of this KitchenAid. I love it. I love my KitchenAid so very much. It would also be great if I baked more. I make a mean Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookie, which I make maybe 3 times a year. But the honest reason that I don't bake more often, I love to bake, don't get me wrong, but it's because I'd eat all the stuff and we can't have that. No. So that's why I don't bake more than I would like to. But the KitchenAid, regardless, is the perfect kitchen appliance. And then my last appliance that is an essential for the diet-friendly kitchen is a single-serve smoothie blender. I use that more often. I have both the big Ninja that has like the big blender and the multiple attachments and all that stuff. I have that. But I also have the little bullet one that I think I got sent by Ninja brand like 5 years ago or something after I went to a fitness blogging conference, and I use that sucker all the time. It is exclusively how I make my smoothies, my Fab4 smoothies, my protein shakes, all of the things are in that little single serve blender. Yes, I could use the big blender, but it's A, more to clean, and B, more likely to let me put more calories that are unnecessary into the container to blend it up and drink it. When I use the single serve blender, it limits the amount of food that I can put in the blender, which quite frankly is the whole reason that Weight Watchers people are weary of smoothies to begin with, because it's really easy to grind up a huge amount of food, blend it all together with some almond milk, and boom, you can consume 500-600 calories without even thinking about it. With the single serve blender, I'm very aware of everything I put in there, and I know exactly what I'm consuming, and I can't overdo it. It is just, I love my single serve smoothing blender. Like I said, I personally have the Ninja, but there are plenty of other options available to you as well. I just think that it is a great type of appliance to have. So there you go. Those are my 6 favorite appliances that I think is essential in every single kitchen. Let me know in the comments below if you think I missed one, because I'm sure everybody else has their own cooking routine and things that they love to do in the kitchen, and maybe my favorite appliances are not your essential favorite appliances, so I would love to know what yours are. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, I would love for you to join the Diva and the Divine community. It's really simple. All you gotta do is hit that little red button down there and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Take care, be well, and I will see you next time.